Angela asks Tommy to do what now? And Ghost finally gets the upper hand on Tate. What's going on, people? It's Emmanuel for Altenor Media, and we are on episode 7 of our Power Recaps and Discussions. Now, before we get into this episode, please make sure to subscribe to Altenor Media, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for notifications so you can keep up with the recaps throughout the rest of the season. And make sure to comment your thoughts on this episode. Let me know what you thought about it, what you loved, what you hated about it, and let me know if I missed anything. So, anyway, this episode was titled The Devil Inside. This was a really good episode, and the title was a great one also, which we'll get into. So, anyway, this is Season 5, Episode 7 of Power. Let's get right into it. Let me go to the beginning of my notes for the week. Put on my glasses too. You know. Alright, so the episode begins with Tasha. She's having a little discussion with Terry once again. Terry is still convinced that Tasha is hiding for Ghost, that she's trying to protect Ghost. And he knows that she's hiding something from him. And Tasha wants Terry to, to lie for her about the gun and everything to protect the family. And he kind of forces her to tell the truth. And she lets him know that Ghost didn't kill Ray Ray. It was Tariq who killed Ray Ray. So Tasha's probably thinking after that Terry is going to be like, okay, I'm allowed for you to protect Tariq. But Terry is saying, like, Tariq needs to turn himself in. They won't trial him as an adult. He'll get some juvie time and all that. So Tasha ends up putting it on him, and he decides to protect her. So she put that little magic on him. And at the same time, Ghost and Angela are having their little moment. They're talking. And then in this moment, Angela basically lets everybody know once again that because Ghost thanks her for protecting Tariq, but Angela says that she's protecting herself first because she could go to jail too. So she's protecting herself first, and then she's protecting Tariq and all that. So they both end up having their moment, and they both have their little love scene. The two couples that people seem to love and hate, Ghost and Angela and Tasha and and Silver, which scene did y'all think was was better, was more like romantic or sensual or whatever y'all want to call it? Which one did y'all like better? But and Angela starts to talk. She's saying that she believes that Terry will protect Tasha and lie for her, even though Ghost is skeptical because she sees herself in that position. She says that people will do crazy things for love. She's saying that the lies that she started to tell to protect Ghost, that she believes that Terry may end up doing that for Tasha, but we'll end up seeing that, whether that holds up at the end of the episode. So, and she says to Ghost, which is a really good line. There were a lot of good lines this episode too, but Angela tells Ghost that the cleaner you get, the dirtier I get. And that's really true. Ghost is really cleaning, well, he seems like he's trying to clean himself up, but the game just keeps pulling him back in. But Angela's just getting dirtier and dirtier as the seasons go on. So yeah, they have the double sex scene. So yeah, y'all tell me which scene y'all think was better and all that. So now we get to the scene with the feds. Now Sax, he wants to pin something big on Angela. He wants to. Not only do they want to implicate Angela as protecting Ghost and covering up Ray Ray's murder for Ghost, they want to kind of implicate her in Ghost's organization too. So Saxe is saying, he can't wait to see Angela's face when she gets indicted. So Saxe, his vendetta against Angela is unwavering and is continuing. But it's interesting that the entire office, they're on Angela's ass. They're trying to not only get her for obstruction of justice, which they can, they're trying to get some big charges on her. They're trying to get her in on that, drug trial and all that, and trying to cover up the murder. So Angela got a lot coming to her, and she knows that. She knows she in some hot ish. And Blanca wasn't even in this episode. And it was hot for Angela. So it's crazy. What else we got here? So we get to Connie and Teresi, Tony and Connie, the husband and wife. Teresi talks about, a little bit about how he has to, give information and turn Tommy in. But Connie, she's not really with the snitching anyway, but she knows that Tommy is Tony's son, so she really feels some type of way about Tony diming Tommy out because she doesn't have much longer to live. So she's saying that Tommy is going to be the only real family that Tony has after she dies. So he can't turn Tommy in because she wants Tommy to be there to look after Tony. So she's convincing Tony not to turn Tommy in. So we may see, Tony turning over a new leaf on Tommy later in the episode, and he ends up, they're going to have dinner and all that later in the episode, but she wants Tommy in Tony's life because he's not going to have anyone else after that. So that adds another layer to the whole story, and the feds, they want that information. So Teresi's going to be in an interesting position if he's not turning Tommy in. And Angela, she kind of corners Jerry for information because she knows it's hot. She knows that everybody is on that ass. So she corners Jerry for information to try to, get him to tell her what they have in mind to do to her. And Jerry kind of warns her. He tells her she needs to stay away from James St. Patrick. And after he really warns her, he lets her know that, I don't owe you shit after this, Even because she helped him when Sandoval was trying to implicate him as the mole. She had his back. So now she wanted him to have her back. So he gave her a little bit of information. He told her to stay away from James St. Patrick. And he said, I don't owe you shit anymore. He already knows that when it comes to James, Angela's not going to listen anyway. So he gives her the information. And he said, I'm done with it. You and me, we done. I gave you what you need, and then that's it. So Angela's she's scrambling now. And we got a scene with Tommy, Ghost, and Kanan. A little interesting part is when Ghost asks Tommy, why he didn't tell him what happened. Tommy tells him, basically, it's my business. I'm running my organization, so I don't have to tell you anything. So he basically puts Ghost in his place, like real smooth, easy. So now Ghost and Dre are working together. Early in this episode, they're working together smoothly, like just like old times. Setting it up. You gonna kill, you gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Boom, boom. They contacting each other on the phone like it's back in the truth days, like it's nothing. But now Ghost goes to Kanan and he tells Kanan that it will be best if Kanan kills Jason, the Serbian dude, because Jason really knows Ghost. So on the side, but Kanan always got no. Ghost Ghost tells Kanan to kill Diego because Diego really knows Kanan, knows Ghost, so he's gonna be expecting it. So Ghost has his own thing on the side. So and we'll see a little bit more later on how all of that is gonna fold out. Because once you involve Kanan, you just asking for trouble. Once Ghost put Kanan into it, he asking for shit to go just way left. So we gonna see later on how that goes. So anyway, another interesting thing is how when Ghost approaches Tasha on the whole Silver thing, her being with Silver, he tells her like, you really gonna be with this dude while I'm in prison, while I'm on death row? And Tasha's like, I know you're not trying to bring up like adultery with me. It was just real funny how James been running around on Tasha like the entire series, and now he pissed off because Silver was Silver was hitting it. So James is just he's an interesting character, because he wants everyone to bend to his will, and he's just doing whatever he wants to do. So it was good. Tasha told him, as usual, fuck you, Ghost, as usual. But and another interesting thing is that now Sax, in another attempt to get Angela, he wants Proctor to find some information that implicates Angela in covering up a murder. And when he does that, he's gonna reinstate, he's gonna help Proctor's practicing license get reinstated. And Proctor don't give a damn about Angela, so he's happy to do that. He's gonna do that behind Ghost's back. So Angela got so many people on her ass. But now you see Proctor's, even Proctor's like he's doing hella junk on the side to get what he wants. So, and Sax is just relentless. He wants Angela at all costs, and he's gonna get Angela. And another part is when James told Tasha that she kind of scared Angela when she busted in the last episode, and he tells Tasha that she can't do that because she can't have Angela, running around trying to end up saving herself, because that's gonna mess up everything else. That's gonna hurt Tariq. So you could kind of see that even though James loves Angela, you can tell that he knows how to manipulate her. Like, James is he's a master at manipulating people now. Earlier in the series, that you could always tell that there was just something real genuine about James. But now he's just like his manipulation is just so transparent to the viewer now that it's just crazy. So he's really manipulating Angela though. He got that woman wrapped around his finger, but she's, in a way, you would think it's the other way around, but he knows, he's always known how to manipulate her. So she can't be trying to save herself. She gotta save Tariq. She gotta save the fam and all that. So Tasha gotta chill, he's saying, And then when another funny part was when Tasha just finished talking to Ghost at Truth, And then as she's walking out, Tate is walking in, and then Tate is like, Mr. St. Patrick. And she's like, yeah. Like, she blows his ass off and just, because Tasha knows that Tate ain't shit. Like, she ain't even with the nicey nice, like, Tate smiling and all that. She knows that Tate ain't shit. So, that was a funny part. And we find out that Tate is running for governor. So, he's finally taking that step. You know, he's finally taking his corruption to the big leagues. So he's going to be corrupt on a large scale. Anyway, and now that he's running for governor, he says that Ghost is he's too dirty and he's too much of a loose cannon. He's too unpredictable to even be associated with Tate now that he's running for governor. So Tate basically just lets him go from the Queen's Child's Project. He's trying to cut all ties with Russ and Sam. Right after he done took his $50,000 donation last episode with a smile and with a promise that everything was going to be all good, he just dropped him this episode. So Tate is just, again, with a smile, he's going to just stab you right in the back. He's just going to like smile and just do whatever the hell he wants to you. So is James going to let this slide, or is he going to get the upper hand? You know? We'll see. And James is like, you know, I'm trying to be patient with you, but you really testing it. You don't really know me like that. So James is really trying to hold it in because James is trying to be a straight up dude, but Tate knows how to push those buttons. So Angela ends up meeting with that government dude in DC for lunch or something, and the dude offers her a job in DC, offers her to move, you know, for a fresh start. I don't know if he's trying to get her to move, you know, to DC to be with him and jump. He's trying to get himself in there and jump, you know. He's using that job to, you know, put himself deep. But she says that she can't move because her family is here. What family, Angela? What family you got? Like, we ain't see your sister since like the middle of last season. Like, what family do you have here? Like, all you got is James that you chasing. That's basically all you got. Like, but anyway, now Angela and Tommy, they got a couple of scenes this episode. I love their scenes because they just have like so much friction, and Tommy is just like, he just says whatever he wants to Angela. And Angela, you can tell the hood in her comes out mostly when Tommy's around. You can, and even the accent, she conceals the accent a lot, but once Tommy's around, all of that comes out. Like you get Angie really when Tommy's around. So now we funny scene where we got Teresi and Tommy bonding over torturing and killing that prison connect dude. Oh man, yo, the camera is cutting to both of them with close-ups to the face, and they're just like smiling and laughing it up while Tony is just testing out different equipment that he's going to use to kill this dude. He picks up I think a saw or something. Then he picks up a drill, and then they tie the dude up. Tommy is holding the dude down at the neck and the chest area, and Tony starts drilling the dude's kneecap. Like, he just drills it in, and he's like laughing like a mad scientist. Tommy's laughing like having a ball, like a kid in a candy store. And then Tony goes to drill a dude in the head, and just right in the middle of the skull and junk. And Tommy's like, hold up, you make sure you got another prison contact, right? You know, people probably think that Tommy's gonna be like, you're taking it too far. But Tommy's like, we gotta make sure you still have another prison contact first, because I'm making money off of this. And then he's like, you know, of course. So they drill a dude's head in, and Tommy's like busting a gut. The dad is laughing. So they had a real father-son moment over that jump. Then in the car, they're just like, Tommy's just rattling off like different times he tortured and killed people, and like Tony is just a proud father. He's like, you did all that and you never got caught? Tony is just so proud of his son for being a torturer and a killer, and it's crazy. And then Tommy's mom calls, Kate, and Tommy blows her off, and then she hears Tony in the background. So she starts going off again about Tony, and so we'll see a little bit more about that, you know, later in this recap. Ghost left Tariq another nice message, you know. Tariq was about to respond, but he deleted that junk. So Tariq is not trying to hear Ghost out right now. But Ghost, why don't you hop in a car, drive to the school, drive to Choke, and see your son? Like, why you calling him? Why are you friggin' leaving him voice messages? You know, no calls, no voice messages, no texts, no emails. Hop in the car and go see your son. That's what Kanan did. Kanan was just with him at his school last week. You need to hop in the car and go see your son. Like, for real. Because you can hop in the whip and go see Angela. Easy. So go see Tariq. Like, he just lost his sister. He just had a crazy sad birthday and all this. Y'all just had a big fight and junk. You know, you embarrassed yourself that night. And you sending him voicemails and junk. Go see him, man. So, anyway, now he ends up calling Kanan and junk. He's like, I'm ready to, you know, play the long game and all that. So, boom. Okay, so now Tommy is having dinner at the Teresi's house. Tony and Connie. You know, Connie wanted to set that up because, again, she wants Tommy to be there for Tony when she dies. So Tony invited him, you know. And then he told his best friend, Sammy, he was like, nah, you can't come. This is for family only. So Tony, you know, he felt some type of way back there. And then in the front, Tommy was all smiles. He was like, you know, thanks, Dad. And, you know, for the first time, I think he called Tony Dad. So Tommy is getting in full son mode right now, you know. There's nothing like a good torture killing to really bond the father and son, you know, in that moment. So they're at dinner, having their moment, and Kate even gives Tommy an idea on how to clean his money by starting an ambulance business. You know, it's interesting because Tasha was really the one that used to help them clean their money, you know, and now Tommy is fully, you know, he's going elsewhere now, fully. So he's becoming really independent of Ghost and really that whole side. He's really standing, you know, trying to stand as his own man. So he loves Connie's idea of the ambulance business because, you know, no one is going to question ambulance, you know, going back and forth all times of day and all that. So Kate just barges in there. Kate is wilding out. She's banging on the door. Tommy's like, oh shit. He's like, Mom, get the f out of here. He opens the door. Kate busts in. She's wilding. She's cursing at Teresi. She's cursing at Connie. And Connie curses at her back. She tries to reveal that Tommy is Tony's son, thinking that Connie doesn't know, but she already knows. So boom. So Kate, you can't even use that to fuck it up. So now Tommy throws her out. And Connie throws like a mean jab. She throws the mean jab at at Kate and calls Tommy her son. So I want to see, is Kate just mad because she's mad, or did something like really crazy go down with Tony that's making Kate say that he's not a good dude to fuck with. That's what I really want to know. I really want to know what went down with Tony that made Kate just really like so damn adamant about Tommy not messing with him at all. So maybe sometime this season we'll find that out. Now James approaches Silver in what I think is like a underground garage, and basically first he questions him about, you know, being with Tasha. Because earlier in the episode, James tried to act like he wasn't bothered by it. You know, he just cares about Silver protecting Tasha and therefore protecting Tariq. But, you know, James feels some type of way because James is possessive. He's possessive of all his women while he's free to do whatever he wants to do. So he presses Silver a little bit, and Silver lets him. He said, you know, that earring I found at your apartment, I found the matching one in my wife's jewelry box or something. And Silver's like, oh shit, like, so he presses him on that matter. Silver was like, nah, it didn't happen while you were in prison. You know, it happened after. So James threatens him, you know, says the bar association is not gone. You know, the ethics, whatever, is not gonna, you know, agree with that. You know, they're not gonna understand that and all that. So, and then he tells, so he threatens Silver, you know, you better protect Sasha. You better protect Tasha or else. And then Silver is like, if something happens to me, they're gonna come looking for you first because me and Tasha got something going on. So he had a good response for James, you know, right there. So we thinking that, you know, with Tasha convincing him to protect Tariq, that when after James's little visit, you know, maybe Terry's gonna puff up his chest and really try to protect Tasha even more, but we'll see. So what else we got here? Now Diego and Dre. Dre is bringing that money in for the Jimenez, and Diego says he doesn't like Dre, but Dre is bringing in that paper, and then Dre throws Cristobal under the bus and says that, you know, the dude that Cristobal hired is the one who, you know, who did the deed, but, you know, he throws Cristobal under the bus to try to make himself look better, and then he's setting Diego up to get killed. So he's like, all right, we're gonna throw a party for you. Tonight we're gonna have hella women there. You know, it's gonna be a wild night. And you know Diego, he loves to party crazy. He loves like those crazy, you know, sex romps and all that. So he's down for it. But and it's crazy. It's interesting how it's those kind of situations that end up being the downfall of a lot of those people at that level. Like just over indulgence in that kind of, you know, activity and all that. So Tommy shows up at Keisha's apartment because Connie wants to meet. You know, she tells Tommy that Tommy needs someone in his life. You know, he needs a woman in his life. You know, he needs a down-ass chick. He needs you know, a loyal woman. You know, every great man needs a great woman and all that. He needs his Michelle Obama. You know, he needs his Beyonce. You know, et cetera, et cetera. So he ends up saying that he's seeing somebody on the north. So now he wants to introduce Keisha to them. So he goes to Keisha's apartment. You know, he lets her know, blah, blah, blah. They want to meet you and all that. And within like 10 seconds, Keisha is like all over him. Like, oh, I accept. I'm in love and all that. So Keisha is just like real desperate. She's desperate for Tommy. And, you know, Tommy already hit it. And then next morning, she's like shocked that he's still there the next morning, and he makes her cereal. So you just tried to make sure and ask him last night if he's serious about you, and the next morning you're already shocked that he even stuck around, you know, after the early morning. But so it's just crazy how desperate Keisha is. And now we find out that not only are Dre and Ghost working together, Dre is now trying to set up Ghost to get killed too. So after Ghost kills Diego, Dre is having 2-Bit kill Ghost right after. So he's trying to kill two birds with one stone. Dre is a sneaky dude. This is some real snake grimy junk from Dre. But 2-Bit, this Neo looking nigga 2-Bit, he's not feeling that at all. He feels that Dre is making too many enemies. He's just doing too many. He's just doing way too much right now. So he ain't feeling it at all. So of course he's gonna talk to Kanan about it, and Kanan is trying to set 2-Bit up to be working with him and Jason when Kanan really establishes his thing. So what else we got? Keisha and Tasha are having dinner, and Keisha tells Tasha about Tony being Tommy's father, and Tasha is just completely shocked because she thought Tommy's father was dead. So it's crazy how Keisha has this kind of information that Tasha doesn't even have about Tommy, but it really shows just how much, you know, that whole family is drifting apart. The family of Ghost, Tommy, and Tasha, they're just drifting apart so much that this is a huge revelation in Tommy's life, and Tasha doesn't even know about it, and they're like brother and sister. So they're just in two completely different worlds right now. So Tasha is really trying to get to the bottom of it, and Keisha is just so blinded by love and infatuation that she ain't even trying to hear what Tasha's saying. She like, I don't know nothing about it, you know. He was just there last night, you know, we fucked, you know. He was there the next morning, that's all I care about. You know, he invited me to dinner, that's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else you talking about, you know, with his dad and all that. That's what Keisha's saying. So Keisha don't give a damn. She just want her time. She don't care whatever else going on. So now we find out Kanan, sneaky ass Kanan. See, that's why you don't involve Kanan in what you're doing, because Kanan is going to do his own thing for his own benefit. So Kanan is going to stop Jason's killing. And he's going to stop Jason's killing. After he kills Diego, he's going to stop Jason's killing because he wants to be in Tommy's position. So he's going to keep Jason alive, and then he's going to take Tommy's spot. So Kanan is always a step ahead of everybody. So Ghost finally gets the upper hand on Tate. Finally. So now he finds out that Tate has been skimming off the top of the Queen's Child project. So he's basically stealing from the project. So he's going to use that against him later on. So he invites Tate over and all that stuff. And he lets, you know, he lets Tate listen to the recording of Tate admitting, of the dude admitting that Tate is skimming off the top of the project to pay him more money. So now Ghost is like, I am the Queen's Child project, motherfucker. You know, so I'm still in that shit. You know, and he's telling Tate, like, you know, I'm not the one to fuck with. And for the first time, I think Tate is literally speechless, and he's not smiling. He's just like, he folds his little jacket over his arm, and then he's like, you know, we'll be in touch. So Ghost just really, he let Tate have it that time. So he got the upper hand. Tate finally, but I still like Tate. Tate is still my dude because He's just a sneaky dude that does what he wants, but Ghost got him this time. So this episode, Ghost was looking so much in control. He was just in control of everybody. And the next scene when he calls Angela, you could tell like he's like, all right, I finished handling this situation. All right, let me call Angela and handle this situation. Manipulate her some more. Make her feel good. So she keep doing what I need her to do and all that. So anyway, we got another Tommy and Proctor scene. I love Tommy and Proctor scenes. Favorite is when Tommy tells Proctor that he just killed somebody last night, and he tells him that, so you can know who you dealing with. And I love when Tommy threatens Proctor because it's just funny as hell. So Tommy and Proctor think that the feds think that the murder that Angela is covering up is Sandoval's murder. And so if the feds think that, they're thinking that Tommy and Proctor are thinking that Angela set them up to kill Sandoval because she wanted him dead. So now they're thinking if the feds are thinking of that murder, that all of them could be implicated. So they're worried about that. And now Teresi, Mak wants some information, and Teresi hasn't been giving them much according to them. So now Teresi tells Mak that Ghost killed Charlie Murphy's character, the security guard, in jail. He bashed his skull in, and then he killed another dude to make it look like it was a murder-suicide, I think. But it was Teresi who ended up, helping him cover it up. But he implicated Ghost only. So that may come back later on. Damn, Teresi. That's some rat junk. Anyway, Kanan and Tariq are hanging out again. Now they're playing chess. So now we have like a sensei student moment, father son moment, mentor student moment where they're playing chess, and then Ghost is telling him about different moves, teaching him the game, and then Kanan checkmates on him. And then Tariq says, I'm ready to be a man. I'm ready to be a hustler just like you. He doesn't want to be like his dad. He wants to be like Kanan. So this Kanan and Tariq are bonding like so crazy now. They're literally becoming like father and son in the way they're speaking. Kanan is just, he's mad proud at that moment. Like, smile like a proud dad at that moment that his little son wants to be a hustler just like him. Anyway, now this next scene was just crazy. Angela gets in her car. Tommy pops up in the back seat. She's like, Tommy, you can't keep doing this. And Tommy is like, you told me not to show up at your apartment. This ain't your apartment. So fast forward, and Angela says, I have a problem. I need you to take care of somebody for me. Tommy says, give me his name. She said, John. And so she wants Tommy to kill John Mak for him at that moment. If she can't convince John Mak to take that big job in DC, she's going to have Tommy kill him because she's not trying to go to jail. And Tommy looks at her and Tommy says, you got the devil inside. So this goes back to the name of the episode, which was perfectly titled. And Tommy says, I thought you were one of the good guys. And Angela said, I was. So now we really see, and Angela really knows that she ain't one of the good guys. Angela is corrupt as hell, and now she's willing to, commit murder to protect her ass. So this scene was just crazy. And then she told Tommy, let me see if I could get the Jimenez arrested and all that, and then whatever happens to them after that, you know, it's out of my hands. So she's telling Tommy that let her get the Jimenez and then he could kill them if he wants. So Angela is full on corrupt, but she's also full on desperate in this moment. And now she's even asking Tommy to help her commit crime. She wants Tommy to get his hands dirty. So this scene was this was a pivotal scene in Angela's revelation and her admission that she's just progressed and become a criminal, and she really feels like there's no turning back from here. That is either she's going to, you know, kill her way out of this or corrupt her way out of it, or she's going to go down. So Angela is really painted into a corner, and it's showing. It's an important scene. So now she offers John Mak the job, you know, so he could be her ally. And he seems interested in that moment, so maybe she can use this to save herself if he stays true to it. Next scene, man. Tasha goes to see Silver. Tasha walks off the elevator into that apartment, and that apartment is empty. Ain't one piece of lint in that apartment. She's standing in that apartment like like Will was in that popular meme that's around at the final episode of Fresh Prince, when he's just standing in the empty house. So Tasha is just like that. Yo, Silver cleaned out the apartment. He left her, I think it's the check that the retainer check that, you know, she paid him to be her lawyer, and there was a subpoena, a grand jury subpoena attached to it. So basically, so Silver's out. That nigga dipped off. Like, there's too much for him. Like, y'all asking, she's like, Tasha, you asking for too much now. Like, he dipped on her. Yo, damn, it wasn't even like one episode since he said I'm gonna do whatever it takes for you. Like, he was shopping for cakes with her and everything, like twin cakes, and now he just dipped on her in the midnight hour, like when she need him the most. But you know, come on, she asking for too much though. And then Ghost going there, pressing him, threatening him. Ghost unpredictable ass, but and did y'all see his name? Deleterious Silver. DELETERIOUS Silver. But anyway, yeah, she dipped off. So now Kanan clips Diego. Boom, he kills him. Now he goes to Jason. He knows that Dre is on his way to kill Jason, but he gets to Jason first. He delivers Diego's head to Jason. Lets him know that he throws Tommy and Ghost under the bus and says that Tommy and Ghost, you know, they were lagging on the situation, but I took care of it. I killed Diego. I brought his head to you. So now he tells Jason that what he wants now, he wants to take over the Tommy's position. And Jason is like, if you could kill Tommy, you know, then it's yours. But Kanan says that Ghost and Tommy are going to end up killing each other, so it's all good. I kind of a little think that he just doesn't want to kill them himself, but he'll let them destroy. He'll light a fire in them, keep, you know, separating them so they can end up hurting each other. But I don't think he really wants to kill either of them. But Kanan, again, when you involve Kanan, you just asking for trouble. Like, now he put himself in that position, you know, to run shit. Kanan is just a fighter. He's just a survivor, you know. And right before that, he had little Tariq you know, strippers walking around, you know, they chilling, and then he's like, I gotta dip off. So he went to do his thing and killed them. And so 2-Bit now, he's gonna work with Kanan in Jason's organization when he's done, because he's not feeling Dre anymore at all. And all that. Now, so now that Tasha goes in and asks James, what the hell did you say to Silver? Like, he dipped off. He took everything. He took every single piece of furniture and he left. So, they're like, what are we going to do now? We got to figure this out. And they're saying this while Ghost and Angela, you know, she shows up at Angela's apartment. No, she shows up, you know. No, they weren't at Angela's apartment, I don't think. But she shows up, and then she tells them that. So they got to figure something out. So now she takes out the murder weapon. And Angela is freaked out. She thought that Tasha got rid of it, but Tasha said she kept it as insurance. So then Tasha puts the gun on the table, and she says, you know, I know what I'm going to do. I got to do something. She says, I'm going to turn myself in. First word she said. Now, Ghost steps in. He said, nah, if there's anyone who's going to, you know, sacrifice themselves for their family, it's going to be me. So then Angela steps back and she looks at them like, you know, what the hell? He's like, I ain't sacrificing myself for neither one of y'all motherfuckers. But anyway, so now the episode ends just like that with Tasha saying she's going to sacrifice herself and confess, and Ghost saying he's going to sacrifice himself and confess. So we have this to look forward to, what's going to happen from this point on. Are Ghost and Tasha going to confess to this junk? Or are they going to figure something out? But this episode was, a lot happened this episode. But seeing Angela ask Tommy, you know, kind of her nemesis, to who she's been trying to lock up, you know, find information on, it's crazy to see that, you know, she's asking him to commit murder. So this episode was really good. It had some really great moments, you know. So let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. You know, make sure to like the video. Again, share the video and subscribe to the channel once more, and be with us next week for episode 8, the review, recap, and discussion. Once again, you know, I'm Emmanuel. Thanks for watching. Peace.